What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing Game 5 of the first round matchup between the Miami Heat and Milwaukee Bucks. Man, what a game. What a game. What a game. And honestly, when I think back on the game, right? When I think back on the game and I think about what happened in the course of the entire game, the entirety, quarters 1, 2, 3, 4. If you did not see the game did go to overtime. But I mean, Giannis was a man on a mission. The Bucks looked poised very early in this basketball game. They looked poised. But what I can say about the Miami Heat is they took every punch that the Bucks threw at them and did not quit, man. It's funny because I did have the Bucks winning the series. I believe I had the Bucks winning the series in 5 if I'm not mistaken. And Jimmy Butler, to put it into so many, I'm not going to, put it with a long, drawn-out response to what Jimmy Butler has done in this series. But to put it lightly, with Giannis on the floor in the last 2 games, Jimmy Butler has been head and shoulders above each and every player right now. Each and every player right now that was playing in that series. The only other player in the playoffs that has, been scoring and been this effective has been Devin Booker for the Phoenix Suns. But Jimmy Butler, to not only bring your team from behind in the last game, but to do it in that game, take the shots to force overtime, and then come up with the big plays. That speaks nothing to, how much of a gamer he is. But I feel like the Milwaukee Bucks knew, even though Drew Holiday was guarding him, they could have done a much better job guarding Jimmy Butler. Like a much better job, to the point where anybody but Jimmy should be, shooting shots. Anybody but Jimmy should be, having a cause and effect on the game. But I don't know what, the matchups were. I don't know I do know what the matchups were, because late in game, Drew Holiday was guarding him, but Jimmy Butler said he can't guard me. This is a player, Andrew Holiday I'm speaking of right now, who was an all-star this year. This is a player in Drew Holiday who's revered defensively throughout the league. And what I saw last night was a player in Jimmy Butler who saw a matchup and took advantage of said matchup. When I look at the Milwaukee Bucks as a whole, Chris Middleton had an exceptional game. Brook Lopez had an exceptional game. Giannis, same thing, aside from the turnovers. Exceptional game. I believe he had somewhere around 38 and close to 20 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. So, when I look at, what I seen from the Milwaukee Bucks, it wasn't, oh, let's go up in arms that they had a bad game as a team. No, I just believe on the other side, when you add in what Kevin Love did, hitting 5 threes, Bam Adebayo's triple-double, who quietly had a triple-double. I did not know he had that many assists and rebounds last night. When you add in Gabe Vincent, the others showed up. Big shots from Kyle Lowry. I mean, We're talking about a Miami Heat team that don't have Tyler Hero due to a broken hand. Lose Victor Oladipo. We're talking about a Miami Heat team who Duncan Robinson has found a reemergence in the playoffs. This is by far one of those series, right, where you see an 8 seed beat a 1 seed, which hasn't happened in some time. But when you look at what the Heat were able to accomplish as a team, beating a Milwaukee Bucks team who I, for one, I'm going to say it again, had winning this series and ultimately had going to the Eastern Conference Finals. This is an eye-opener, not only to me, but I think it should be to the league. I credit Adam Silver and the NBA for the play-in tournament, because without that, we wouldn't have, this. We wouldn't have seen Jimmy Butler masterclass. This is by far, one of, in recent memory, at least to me, one of the better individual playoff performances. Yes, I know we probably can put, other players amongst that. If we're going to speak on like Kawhi Leonard's run when he was in Toronto. But to see Jimmy Butler do this game in, game out, we're talking about him averaging over 30. And you knew when they were down in that basketball game who the ball was going to go to and if the Bucks were going to be able to stop him. They weren't. He dominated, and they are moving on. I can't wait to see what he does in the second round. I cannot wait. The Milwaukee Bucks, again, like I said, I don't think their season was a failure. I'm going to speak to that in another video. But kudos to the Miami Heat. Their players, Eric Spoelstra is a genius for that last play to get Jimmy Butler to pass off the lob from out of bounds. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. It's like X's and O's is good, but player execution. When players execute plays, that's when, everything manifests and you see things like what you seen in that game last night, man. Like, again, as an NBA fan, and as I watch the games live, it still amazes me how some things just take shape. How things unfold, and how just the best players in the world keep making it known that it's very difficult to play in some of these settings, but to come up big in most moments, it just speaks volumes to what, as fans, we, shouldn't take for granted from certain guys. Like I said, Giannis, the Milwaukee Bucks, they had, as much of a great season as you could have. Giannis returning from injury after missing so many games. Even in the last 2 games, the Miami Heat just had a player that was refusing to lose. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Miami Heat fans, Milwaukee Bucks fans, NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into the channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to the channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.